Hey guys, I'm back with another Mountain Blade Warband animation tutorial, and I made another one of these videos like 8 or 6 months ago. It was a long time ago, and some people were having some questions. The video ended abruptly, so I didn't get to show you guys how to export it and properly implement it in a game, and I was looking forward to doing that. So I just want to get all that out of the way this time. We're going to do it all in one go. I'm going to start from the very beginning, how to download the stuff, and the very ending, and how to put it into your game. So the stuff you need to download is, I use Chrome, so Blender 2.76. That is the latest version of Blender. That is the version I'm using. I don't know what version will be out when you watch this video, but I use Windows, so I use 64-bit. You can use 32-bit, whatever you want. I don't know what the different bits are. I'm a noob. And then you got Mac. Whatever you do it. And for Blender, once you download that, you'll get your thingy, and this is what the program looks like. And Blender is what I think the #1 used program for modding in Mountain Blade Warband. I use it for animating, I use it for modeling, I use it for texturing. You can use it for all the visual stuff. You can script with it, but that's for if you want to make videos with it and stuff. I use it for my line of work. I find it very helpful. You can use it for so many things. It's great. For Blender, we need a add-on called to export and import and use SMD and DMX stuff. That whole line right there. And so we're gonna click on this link here. And yes, SMD stands for Studio MDL Data, and you got the DMX models. So SMD is used for stuff like Teams Fortress 2, Counter-Strike, Half-Life, and it's used for all that stuff because it's made by Valve, and obviously Mountain Blade Warband. So, and then you click on the link here, and then you'll go here, you download it, and I'll show you how, and then you should easily be able to install it. But just to show you, you have to go to File, User Preferences. Yeah. Wait for my computer to not be slow. And then you'll have it in a zip. You'll have to hit Install from File, click on the zip. I already did all this, and then it should be able to install for you. And then the next program you need is the #1 program for all modding, OpenBRF. This thing will make you. And so what you do is hit download now, and very easy, something like this will open up. And we'll get to that later though. So actually no, we need to get to that right now. So when you get to OpenBRF, what you need to do is navigate to your Mountain Blade your Mountain Blade Warband file location. If you don't know how to get there, then why are you modding? That's something you really need to know. So I'll show you just in case. It should be in your program files, Steam apps, Common, Mountain Blade Warband, and then we need to go to Common Resources, and you can just type in here skeletons. And then we're going to you want to open with, and then get it to open with OpenBRF. I already have it open, so I'm just doing this for the sake of example. And then you'll get something that looks like this. You should definitely play around with this program if you want to become a good modder, especially an animator. The skin, you can easily see it better. It's applicable to a person. You can choose animation to play it from, stuff like that. But this is the life source of modding. This is what we'll be working with. And what I'm gonna say. So what you want to do is right-click Scale Human. Yeah, you want to right-click Scale Human. Then you want to export skeleton with skin. This is a lot more easier to model with. The nude skeleton is very harder. There's no point in just doing it with the nude skeleton. Always do it with the skin. So export skeleton, skin A, because that's the only skin you'll have. And then I just made a folder called tutorial. You can already export it. As you see, it'll look like that. I might cancel, but you should export. And then you can just minimize that for now. Minimize that. And I'm gonna go ahead and make a new one. And then when you open Blender, it should look something like this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and delete all this fancy here stuff. All right, and what we want to do is go to File. Let me maximize that. You want to go to File. You want to go to Import, and if you installed the add-ons properly, you should have this option right here: Source Engine with the SMD, VTA, DMX, QC options. Go ahead and click that. Navigate to where you exported that skeleton we just did. And then that should pop up. You see how it has the model of the human too? That's the skin. And these bones here, that's all you would have. It'd be a lot harder to animate without that. So if you want to be a little more pro, look a little more cooler while you do your animation stuff, I recommend where it says default, you go from here to animation, because then you got your dope sheet, because it's pretty dope. You got your that's the summary. You got the more specific dope sheet. And what's very important, these aren't important right here. I don't really use these that much. I'll use them for fine tuning. But what's important here is the time spread right here. The time frame, sorry. I'm not very politically correct with my animation terms, even though I'm an animator. So we have our little secondary screen, which I use for references and stuff. It is very helpful. So, but we're mostly going to be using this window right here. Don't focus on all this other stuff yet. It's complicated. We'll get there. We'll get there. So what we want to do is you want to right click onto the skeleton, so the skeleton's highlighted, and then you want to hit from object mode to pose mode. So it looks like some little golf balls right here. Let me get in closer. Right in the crotch area. There we go. It looks like a golf ball for some reason. Yeah, and those are bones, or more likely joints. That's how this character is rigged. Mountain Blade Warband Tailworlds developers did a pretty good job in rigging these characters. They're very simplistic indeed. It's a way so simplistic in a way where you can't do stuff like fingers or facial movement, or like toes and stuff, but good in a way where it affects the areas it wants to affect. Like if I want to move just this part of the body, it does it very fine. It doesn't affect another part of the body. That's because the models are kind of shit. But hey, everyone loves this game, not because of the quality, because of the gameplay. Anywho, but yeah, you can, if you right click on areas, the only thing you want to be doing is rotate, and you can do that by hitting your R key, and then you can rotate stuff around, like the sword there. We go ahead and go back on that. I'll move his head around, stuff like that. So for precise movements, you want to make sure you use your axes. You have your 3 axes right here. Those are the 3 different colored arrows. Make sure, like, say I want to make him nod, I'll hit R and then X, and then it only affects that axis. I can't move him in any other direction but that. Say I want to make him spin his head around in a crazy way, hit RZ, and then whoa, he's Chucky the doll. If I want to make him like crack his neck or whatever, I don't know, you would put his head inside his body, his sternum, then you'd hit RY. So let's get started. We're just gonna make him look cool. We'll just do a little pose animation thing. Feel free to copy what I'm doing or make your own freestyle. You're not getting graded on this, obviously. This is just for educational purposes. And please, if I'm going fast, pause it. You can catch up, and please leave a comment. I'll always reply to questions. I'll make sure to check frequently. Like last time, I started replying to comments after like 9 months, so after it didn't matter anymore. So let's get started. We're gonna go ahead and we'll navigate our little mouse down here to this red little circle right here. That's automatic keyframe. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that, and now we're going to start doing stuff. So we don't want our character in an animation to look like a T or a tree, like he's in a play and trying to be a tree in the background. No, we want him to kind of look normal. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit R, Y, and I'm gonna do 55 degrees. So you type in 55. Actually, no, that looks. I'm gonna do R, Y. I'm gonna do 75. That is too much. R, Y, 65. There we go. And now I'm doing the same on the other side, but since this is inverted, I'm gonna do R, Y, negative 6. R, Y, negative 65. See, now he looks a little stiff, but he's doing good. Let's spread those legs a little bit. I'm just gonna do R, Y. I don't know, 25? Too much. R, Y, 10. There we go. I'm gonna do not even. I'm just gonna do R, Y, 5. Here I'm gonna do R, Y, negative 5. There we go. See, he looks a little more chill. I'm just gonna select all, move that boy down a little bit so his feet are touching the ground, because we don't want our skeleton to be floating in the air. Alright, so now we have it recording. Let's go ahead and start our animation. So let's see. What I do, this isn't more of a proper way, but it's definitely a way. See how there's nothing on this keyframe? Say if I move the slide here and then move his head like that, then it glows a little yellow there. That's the first yellow thing, so that's where it's gonna start. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna hit R, X, and barely move his head so you can't even tell. And that's how the animation is gonna start. It's gonna start like that. So let's say we want to make him raise his shield. So we're just gonna kind of slide it over there. And I'm gonna show you what a computered tween is. So let's kind of, I'm not gonna use numbers for this. I'm just gonna kind of guesstimate that now. There we go. It's kind of blocking with his shield. That looks a little close to the heart. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna kind of make it look like he's saluting, like that. Alright, so accidentally deleted the head theme. That's fine. He can start like this. I'm fine with that. Actually, we're just gonna go back one more. Okay, do that. Okay, there we go. So that's the starting frame. He's gonna already have his shield up. So now we're gonna make him raise his arm. Not like that. Sometimes the way you look at it also affects the way he moves. There we go. So now we're going to say let's just do something simple. Say he nods his head. Yes, simple as it gets. So we're gonna have a little back head going on. Now we're having a little forehead going on. Like he's kind of breathing, I guess. It's all a matter of imagination too. So if the animation plays out, we just got him chilling like that. His head's kind of like going down and stuff. I'm gonna kind of move this. And see the dope sheet. Again, don't worry about the dope sheet. That's kind of for more, if you're kind of more used to it and stuff, you know. All right, I'm not even worried about it right now. I don't want to confuse you guys. But anywho, so we just got his head moving. What else can we do? Let's make him do some funky stuff. Let's have him just stand on one leg like that. He's gonna become a ballerina. I think it's gonna be hilarious. Kind of have him spread eagle that arm out. And if you double tap R, you can kind of just move it in a more pivotal way. It's kind of easier. Like that. There we go. Look, he became a ballerina. Yay. Alright, good for him, don't you think? So always, you know, I don't really save the animations unless it's like a really long and impressive one. So this is what we got. Put some music to this or something. It becomes like an eagle. Alright, so what we're gonna do, since we like that, we're going to save it. So let's leave pose mode, go into object mode. You want to right click the skeleton, and then what you want to do is now we go over here and we click on this little cylinder and ball thingy right there, and we want to go down here, and where it's red, I don't know if it'll be red for you, but you want to go hit that file thing and just put it in the I'm just gonna put it in the folder where I put the skeleton, where we exported that earlier, and I'm just gonna export that there, accept. We're gonna hit SMD, and it's gonna be in a folder. It's gonna be a folder within a folder, and there's gonna be two things: just the skin and just the skeleton. We're just gonna want the skin later. I'll show you that. So yeah, the folder, I'm just gonna say sub, and that should be good. And now we hit export. And 2 files export in 2.6 seconds. Now let's go ahead and navigate over to that. And look, under sub, well, it made 2 folders. We don't want the skin. We just forget about that. We want this. That's the money right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into Open BRF. And I'm going to do this with Napoleonic Warband. Napoleonic Wars, because there's something you can do in that you can't really do in native. So I can easier show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to my mod folder. There we go. I'm going to go to Mountain Blade Warband, modules, Napoleonic Wars, and I'm going to go to resources. And totally forgot the animation folder that's in. It's been a while. Let's try Stan. Take your time. Computer's slow today. Alright, that's boring. We don't want that. You know, I'm looking for the one where you can make him surrender. I'm gonna cut this for sure. Alright, so I found it shortly after my unnecessary pausing. So under Animations, Mountain Blade War and Napoleonic Wars. It's right there. You'll see an animation that looks like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit import, and we want to do skeletal animation. And just go to your folder and make sure you don't get the skin one. You want to get the animation. That's that. And then look, it's imported right there. And all we want to do is copy the name Surrender with this. We're just replacing it. This isn't, good modding. We're just going to put this as Surrender 1 in case we want to replace it. And that should replace it. So what we're going to do now is save. And we're going to run some Napoleonic Wars. Let me just... I'm not feeling like pausing the video again, but I'm going to. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, so new computer, how to get Steam. You're all not going to see my password. So, yep, I have a lot of hours on this game, by the way, so come at me. Feel free to add me on Steam. My name is Dobson. I like to party. And, so we're going to go to... I found that in the workshop. It looked interesting. Don't judge. I love Jewish people. I heavily considered being Jewish at one point. Anywho, Napoleonic Wars, go ahead and hit play Mountain Blade. You know what to do. I expect you know how to start this game. And now we're just gonna wait for a while, because my computer is slow as fuck. And so I'll take this moment to, again, request you guys comment any questions. I will be happy to help you. More than happy. I don't really do much with my time except work and come home and eat candy and watch Trailer Park Boys on Netflix. So, just and play video games. So, honestly, just shoot me a comment, message, PM me on the forums. Every single link will be in the description for your convenience. And yeah, just also give this video likes too. Tell your friends. Ask me for recommendations that other videos you want me to make. I can do some modeling videos. I can do some texturing videos. I'll do some texturing videos. I'll do that. So this is starting soon, right? Alright, here we go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do multiplayer. Well, that's my sister. The script thing, that's me, that's not you. Alright, so let's host the game now. This looks good. Start map. Sorry, I just hit my microphone. I just stole this microphone from the studio I work at. So, yeah. So, I'm going to go ahead and do some of that. Alright, now let's see if it works. Turn around, let's hit P.
Don't shoot me!
And ballerina. Yeah, he won't really walk around with that because the thing is, also I'll go ahead and give you another animation fact. He's doing the walking animation, and that has a key, hotkey that overrides it, and an action with it, which is movement, right? And the arms will move, but the legs will do a different animation because it kind of merges the two animations together. So he'll still be able to do his little. Looks like he's yawning, doesn't it? Oh. So yeah, and you can also fix it so that he yawns and it jerks back to his normal position like that. You can also fix that. You can fiddle around with all these animations. That's how I learned. I just started animating by doing this kind of stuff, and now I have a nice, cool job. So please like, subscribe. You don't really have to. I don't really care. I'm not really a YouTuber. So thank you, and please, if you have any questions, let me know. My name's Dobson, and I like to party. Bye.